Is this okay? Right here? All right.
What's happening, brother?
So, is that a bear? A lion? A lion? It's 2021. You have to think about really. She may have a pet lion running down the street in LA. It's possible. Oh yeah, I have a lion in my backyard. This is great. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, thank you for the stand. Everybody who's honking, if you can hear my voice, if you're here to get ready to have a great time today, I need everybody who's here to understand something. This is a non-violent, this is a peaceful protest to express your First Amendment right. This is an opportunity for your voice to be heard. We're going to have speakers. We're going to have people. So recall Gavin Newsom. 1.5 million has been reached, but we want to get to 1.8. Without any further ado, Dr. Courtney Williams, please come to the front.
All right, guys, welcome, 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 welcome. And if you are here for the Recall Gavin event, I'm going to ask you to move down here so we're all together. So we are all together. So if you're back there behind with the chipmunks and the squirrels, or if you're back there over there with the toxic cotton candy, I'm going to ask you to move over here, okay? We love cotton candy, but it is one of those things. If you can kill that music, brother, I would appreciate it. And how many veterans we got here? How many veterans? Raise your hand. Praise God. Praise God. Because I think you guys know what this flag means. Can I get an amen on that?
Amen.
How many patriots I got here? How many pissed off patriots do I have here? Praise God, that's what I'm saying. And Jesus flipped over tables too in the book of Matthew. We know he did. We know he did. And right now we are at that critical time in history, patriots. We're at that critical time in history. Because this is no longer about red or blue. It's no longer about Donald Trump or Joe Biden. But it is about our kids. It is about America. And it is about their future. That's what's on the line right now. And as I get started, one of those patriots that raised their hand, whoever's going to do it first, I need them to hold Old Glory for me. Who's it going to be? Get on up here, Dave. Hold it nice and high like that so everybody can see. And if you just want to stand right here, brother, God bless you. The reason why I always carry a flag all across the country and all across the state of California with me is because I think sometimes in the year 2021, and probably for the last 12 years, this has been forgotten. And in my organization, 1776 Forever Free, we never forget this. Because we know the names at Arlington, the tombstones at Arlington, those names on the Vietnam Memorial. They fought and died and bled for this flag. And so as we talk about California and as we lean in to what's happening in California, we have to start to think about those souls that are 6 feet under. Because they gave everything for us. And they were a stand for us. And Americans, Californians, now it's time to lean in and be a stand for them. Now is the time. Because there is no tomorrow related to your kids and what they have. And as a former a doctor, but more importantly, a father of 2 young boys under the age of 4, I'm leaning in full throttle. I'm putting it all on the line. And today, what I'm going to ask you to do is do the same. Do the same. How many people have signed the petition thus far? Praise God. Well, now it's time that we get 5 more people signing the petition. Because, yes, according to some sources, Mr. Foster is totally right. We reached that 1.5 million, but they're not verified yet. We haven't reached the deadline yet. We're 85% verified, and we got in. Because the fourth quarter of the game, when the score's up, they start coming back, you don't lay off the gas. You keep throwing dimes and touchdowns. Can I get an amen on that? And that's what we got to do. We got to lean in, because this is about our kids. And it's about the future that they have. And if people ask you if they're, even questioning why we should get rid of Adolf Newsom, all I have to say to them is, well, since when did we make it like socially normal to facial condom? Since when did we make it normal that we immunosuppress our bodies? We shut down businesses. We livelihood. We shut it down 3 times. And it's ironic, every time they shut it down, every time Adolf shut it down, it was close to an election, an extension. When we were close to a landmark with the recall, there was kind of some very questionable shutdowns. And if you look at the pseudoscience that Adolf is going by, the numbers are exactly the same when he last shut them down as they are right now. So figure that one out. It's kind of like you kind of watch Garfield. Anybody see Garfield as a kid? And you see Odie, and Odie's like, oh, right? Like you kind of do that with the numbers. But then we look at the trend goes to nowhere. We look at, in 5th grade now, 4th grade, kids being taught about anal sex and oral sex and stuff that a child should never hear. And that's being normalized. And Christianity is being demonized. And patriotism and red, white, and blue, moral ethics and integrity, that's being demonized. And I turn around as a former Marine and I say, I went to all these countries and I fought against communism. And now for the first time in my lifetime, communism is at our doorstep. Socialism is at our doorstep. And the head of the snake is not only Sleepy Joe, but it's Gavin Newsom. Because he's running in 2024 if we don't stop him right now. If we don't stop him right now, we got to stop him, guys. Dead in his tracks. In the Marine Corps, we learn 2 in the chest and 1 in the head. We don't try to wean them. We don't go for the elbow. We don't go for the arm or the index finger. We go 100% full throttle. We lean in. And that's what I'm going to ask you today to do. Lean in. Can you get 5 more signatures? Can you tell 5 more people about the recall? And the only valid recall out there is Orrin Heatley, Mike Netter, and recallgavin2020.com. That is the only valid petition you need to print and sign. recallgavin2020.com. But under their leadership, and Congressman Joe Collins, well, Doc, I thought he wasn't a congressman. No, that's like Sleepy Joe Math and Dominion and all that stuff and the rigging. That's what that is, right? This is a congressman right here. Where is he? He's somewhere around here. But we know that man made it. We know he won the votes. And I don't say that to be divisive. I just want you to think about the direction your country's going in. This is not a political thing. I'm a red, white, and blue Trumplican. Okay, I am. I'm a conservative. And when I run for Senate in about 4 years, some people would say that's a bad idea to say that. They'd say, Doc, it's a bad idea to say that. It's a bad idea to draw a line. But I don't draw a line for red or blue. I draw a line for the Constitution. I draw a line for the Constitution. And not just the Constitution of the United States, but the Constitution of this great state, California. So as you leave here today, I'm always a guy that thinks about solutions. So what solution do I want you to think about as you leave here today and you go back to work on Monday? I want you to start thinking about what office you're going to run for. Because there were 165 vacant seats in the county I live in San Diego County last year, where anti-Americans, socialists, Marxists, communists walked into office uncontested. They got those city council seats. They got those Board of Education seats. And when the next COVID scam happens, and there's another flesh-eating bacteria with a 99.9% survival rate, when that happens and they mandate that you wear a jockstrap on your head with a thong, when that happens, the only people that are going to be a stand for the souls that are 6 feet under is people like that sheriff in Riverside. People that look down between their legs and they got a pair and they're cast iron. And they got a pair because they're polished in red, white, and blue.
Yes.
Because they know what it's like to stand for the souls that are 6 feet under. They've got kids. They know what it means when that flag is folded. How many people know what it means when the flag is folded and handed to you in a triangle? It means somebody gave their life for that flag. And so every time you think about acquiescing, every time you think about putting on that mask and saying it's okay. Now, if you think that that is healthy and you need to do that, then you got to do what God tells you to do. But if you're doing it because somebody told you to, and you're doing it because it's a mandate, that's not right. That's fear. In that case, you're listening to fear porn. The scripture says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Because one of the things I know is pain, change, and accountability are the most difficult things for people to shift in their life. But on the other side of that is a transformation. So as we leave here today, we're going to think about what's that office I want to run for. We're also going to think about, do I know my Second Amendment? Why? Because the Constitution says I have the right to bear arms. The Constitution says I have the right to own a handgun or a rifle, not so I can commit violence, because here's the thing I want you to understand about guns. Guns are a tool. And tools only hurt people when they're in the wrong hands of people that don't know how to use them. But the third thing I'm going to ask you to do is learn your Constitution. Because my organization, 1776 Forever Free, we don't care whether you're black, blue, purple, pink, transgender, eugender, whether they call you a Zer, a Zol, or a Zen. We love you because you're one of God's creatures. We support you. And if you believe in red, white, and blue, and you stand for the souls that can't stand for themselves, then we're going to be a stand for you. We're going to be a stand for you. So the Bible is the roadmap to freedom. The Constitution is the roadmap for the rest of your life and the future of your kids. And the last thing I'm going to ask you to do, run for office, learn your Constitution. We do great Constitution classes on Thursday nights from 6 to 7:30. You can go to 1776foreverfree.com and then think about where you're putting your money. Where are you putting your money? Is it into a monthly membership at a gym? Is it for 45 Chakamaka Laka Lattes for the burning, looting, murdering, BLM supporting BLM bucks? Is that who you're supporting with your money? Or is it to move the needle on freedom? Because what my organization's also committed to is getting people like you in office. Doc, I don't know how. Well, until you took a dump for the first time, you didn't know how to do that either, and you figured it out, and you learned. So let's all be committed to leveling up right now. And let's all think about the office that we're going to run for. Because God is with you, the American people are with you, and they are sick and tired of all the patriots sitting at home in their underwear eating cold chili and watching Netflix reruns. We need all the men and women to stand up and stand up for this. Because I'll never forget the day at 12 years old when my grandmother and I were handed the flag of my papa after he passed away of cancer. And that officer came up and said, on behalf of a proud and grateful nation, the United States Army, we give you this flag to commend your husband for a life of service and sacrifice. And then they saluted my grandmother and I. And this is all we had to take home. Don't let this effort to get freedom back in California be in vain. Lean in and press in. And then after we are freed up from a dictator and given liberty, our God-given liberty back, let's take back America. Because it's not about me. It's not about Joe Collins. It's not about the recall. It's about Jesus. It's about the Constitution. And it's about our kids. God bless you guys. God bless you, and Semper Fi.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to make sure that we keep the tempo, the atmosphere, and everything that's going on here today to be nice and warm. So we're going to keep all of our speakers together so you don't have to wait and recall to each other. So we have another speaker coming up right now that has been key and instrumental, like Dr. Cody Williams. Please give Dr. Cody Williams a round of applause again. We appreciate it. If you're going over to the pier, if you're walking or driving down the street, you can come over to participate, to have a great time today, to show some love to each other. But without any further ado, coming to stage right now is a gentleman who ran in the 43rd District, who turned 40,000 votes from the belief of one side to also support to bring 87,000 votes to the 43rd District, which is a new record for that district. The gentleman enticed, entertained, and overcome the things of the inner city politics. He's become the face of inner city politics. So without any further ado, bringing him to stage, Mr. Congressional candidate, Joe Carlin.
Spit all over the microphone. Wash the spit off, coronavirus and everything going on. I want to thank you guys for coming out here. I want to thank Recall Gavin Newsom, Shelly, you're wonderful. Your team, you guys are wonderful. 1776 Forever Free, you guys are awesome. Thank you for coming out here. And whoever that is selling merchandise down there, thank you as well. You got to be brave to come out here and sell that stuff in Liberal, California. And Team Collins, you guys are awesome as well. I appreciate you guys out here. The reason why we're here, this is not a issue of me running for Congress. It's not an issue of Democrat or Republican or President Trump or Joe Biden. This is the issue of California. And right now, our city, our state, our counties are being destroyed daily by Gavin Newsom, and that's why this recall effort is so important. We have a lot of people who support Gavin Newsom. We have a lot of people who don't support Gavin Newsom. But I think at the end of the day, the people who support Gavin Newsom are just as broke as the people who don't support Gavin Newsom. And so what we have to do is we have to sign the recall petition. We have to get the signatures in, and that's why we're here. This is our recall road trip. I think this is about our 5th stop on a recall road trip. We're going to Ventura next week, and then we'll be heading to Bakersfield, Sacramento, San Francisco, collecting signatures because, I mean, our state is becoming Mexico Junior, Tijuana Junior. We have an influx of homelessness that has been unchecked. Our small businesses are crumbling, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Major corporations are leaving. We have a coronavirus, and not to discount the fact that the virus is real or not real. The fact of the matter is it's 99.9% recoverable for everybody who catches it. And they put the face bras on us, and they tell us to shut up and just go with it. Gavin Newsom has been a terrible leader. He hasn't been transparent with the reason why he makes decisions to close our state, close our businesses, and that's what we're here to fight about. And so I want to thank you guys for being brave. I want to thank you guys for coming out here. And I want to introduce someone who you guys may have seen her videos. She did a video. She was pretty pissed off about Gavin Newsom shutting down small businesses, but allowing Hollywood to continue to make movies while everybody else is shut down. And she has a pretty interesting story, and I become very, very interested in her story and what it is that she's been able to do. If it was my opinion, I would have her run for office because she's a very passionate speaker and she believes in the things that she talks about. And she's a small business owner, and her name is Angela Marsden. So if you come up and let everybody know your story and talk to them.
Thank you. First of all, I just want you to know I'm not a trained speaker, and I didn't write a speech. I went over and over in my mind last night like, geesh, I hope it can really get people to understand what's going on and what has happened to our community. I am for the small businesses. I'm for the bartenders, the servers. We employ 1 million single mothers, the Independent Restaurant Association, across the United States, and we are the leading employer of minority managers. And Gavin Newsom personally along with Eric Garcetti, has destroyed our community. He has ripped the American dream from people like me. Look, I don't have a fancy degree. I don't have a PhD. And I was thrown into this, but I'm passionate about this because I'm passionate about my community, and I'm passionate about my people. I'm passionate about you guys out here. Like, this is, to me, a class issue. This is a class warfare issue, and we are looking at a huge humanitarian crisis, in my opinion, that's going to hit California. I cannot tell you how many people I know that haven't paid rent in 6 or 7 months. I can't tell you how many businesses are never going to reopen, and when I ask for the stats of how many businesses have closed, I get this lame-ass, excuse my language, list that doesn't include any of the restaurants or bars that I know. And so for me, what happened, I say, is God, because what happened was I was apathetic. Apathy. Apathy is a lack of interest, a lack of care or concern, and it is our worst enemy in California, and I am guilty of it. And I want to personally thank every single person that has signed this petition, and all these volunteers and these people here who have been working way before I had to get smacked down to wake up. See, small business owners, we care about our community. We don't care what your race is. We don't care what your religion is. We don't care what your politics are. We care about people, and we care about our community. And we slowly have been dying and being just basically shut out. And I was one of those people where I just had my head down and I was trying to survive. I didn't want my community to think I don't care. I know COVID's out there. I have elderly people. I have trendy people, younger people pursuing their dreams. I wanted to do everything right. And I followed everything that they said, everything. I was losing $20,000, $30,000 a month and keeping to go open just so I could employ my employees, some of which have been there in my bar since 1978. And this is just my bar. I went from 16 employees to 4. And I kept it open for the community. And then they let us go inside. And then the riots hit, and I had to board up. And then we got 3 weeks inside at plexiglass, 20%, everything that they wanted. And the business came back. People want to see people. People need people, the community. You guys all came back. And they shut us down after 3 weeks and literally said, you have to go outdoors. Now, what you guys don't understand is the majority of us, a lot of us, are bars. What's your favorite bar you go to? Anybody? I mean, your favorite bar that doesn't have food. They have not been allowed to open since last June. They don't even count them in the figures of businesses that aren't going to reopen. These people are still unopened. I was lucky. I had food and I had a parking lot. And literally, and I kid you not, I don't go to church every Sunday. I don't know why I was chosen to be this person. I do believe in God. But I'm going to tell you that my bookkeeper said, Angela, you're not going to make it. We've been taking a loss since this happened. Do not do the outdoor patio. Close. And he said, file bankruptcy and close. And my mom in Indiana said, come back home to Indiana. And I said, I can't do it to my community. I have plaques on the wall of people that have sat in booths since the 80s. These are my community, my people, my staff. This is the only job they've ever known in the kitchen. Their whole family works in the kitchen. So I said, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down big. Let's take out the SBA loan and we'll live off that. And F it. I'll file bankruptcy big if that's what's going to happen, and just pray for a miracle. And so I think building the patio that month was the hardest time, you guys. I'm trying to do it with no money. I'm out there, a woman. I'm lifting things. I'm begging people to do things. And what kept me going is the neighborhood. People would literally drive by and honk their horn and clap and say, thank you for keeping the community together. Keep going, keep going. And so I did. And then we hit a heat wave. Again, I took a loss in August. I took a loss in September. October came and I was back to hiring people. I actually saw a prophet, and I said, you know what? I am the cockroach they will not get rid of. I will stand here until the last man standing. They are not going to shut us down. This means too much to my staff and myself and my community. And so I thought, wow, in October, I won. I seen a prophet. This is going to be great. 2 days before Thanksgiving, I've now hired 3 new staff. Governor Mussolini, is what we call him in my pub, announces that he's shutting us down the night before Thanksgiving. The night before Thanksgiving, after tens of thousands of dollars spent on food, in a beautiful patio that is safer than anywhere in the United States. I'm sorry. My tables are 7 feet apart. They're outside. They don't even have tracking or science on outdoor dining. And the science for indoor is 1%. They freaking lie to you. They don't tell you the real information, which is why Mark Garagos is my attorney and why he beat LA County. And God bless him. God bless him. But I had to look at my staff, single parents, people with families who are already scraping by from what we've had to endure, and tell them 2 days before Thanksgiving, I'm sorry guys, I can't do to go. Because my bookkeeper said if you do to go, we'll go through the loan money so fast we'll never reopen. So I literally had to shut us down 2 days before the holidays. And I was devastated. But I'm always trying to be the leader. I'm always like, it's okay guys, we're gonna come back. We'll come back when they open the patio. It'll be all right. I said, come back in 2 weeks, in a week and a half. That's it's a bi-weekly payroll, right? Come back, I'll give you your check, but don't worry, I always figure it out. I'll figure it out. I didn't know what I was gonna do. My bookkeeper said, we're not gonna make it past January. But wasn't gonna tell them that. That's not what a leader does. You have to have faith, and you have to do things for the right things and for the truth. And just know somehow the universe or God is going to catch you, which is what I was doing, but I was scared. So a week later, I came in and I pull into my parking lot, and right next to my outdoor dining is a 200-person tent with a food catering truck for the movie industry. And my staff, Ben, who's worked for me for years, his little boy, and they were in there waiting for me, and a friend of mine came because I was doing my first protest. You guys, apathy. I've never done a protest in my life until now. I did not vote for the governor because I did not vote. And small businesses were so busy trying to keep up with all the rules and fines and regulations that we don't get involved. We have apathy because we're exhausted. And we figure, well, it's all going to work out. So I walk into the bar, and Ben says to me, did you see what was outside? And I said, yeah, I did. He said, Angie, he could see it in my face. He said, it's going to be okay. And I went to turn on the light, and I just started crying. I said, no, it is not okay. This is not okay what they're doing to California. It is not okay what they're doing to our small businesses, what they're doing to our children who are not in school. This is not okay anymore.
Hell no!
It's not okay.
Hell no!
And I said to my girlfriend Liz, I said, I don't know how to film. I'm not even good at social media. I have like a little Facebook and Insta that my bartenders post on. I said, follow me. I have to show the neighborhood that I love them. I'm not speaking out because I don't believe in COVID. I'm not speaking out because I don't care. I need them to know, because I have sat and at my patio listened to my fellow business owners tell me that they were done. It was over. And I kept going, oh, just survive, Angela. Just survive. Just survive. And as I'm doing that, I'm watching the people I love go out of business. I should have been doing this with you guys in the beginning, but I didn't know, and I apologize to you all for that. And I thank you for talking to anybody you can to get those signatures. And I just couldn't take it. She followed me and I filmed it, and it is by the grace of God. And I kid you not, there were 2 very big people on Twitter that somehow saw it. I have no idea. And that is how it got all the attention. And at that moment, I just said, I can't be silent anymore, and God, I don't even know what to say, but please just speak through me, because people have to know what's going to happen to our community. They are going to come out after COVID, and no one is going to be here. No jobs are going to be here. This is the homeless. I had a homeless man jump through my to-go window. I mean, begging every day for food. So I'm here supporting the recall. And Joe Collins, thank you for having me. And I will speak and do whatever it takes to, number one, get Gavin Newsom out of office. Mussolini. And why? Why is this important? When you talk to, I want to tell you, I am now a signing station. People drive from Tarzana, from Woodland Hills. I had an 80-year-old woman who hasn't been out but 2 times who drove to sign because of the vaccination rollout. We all have our different reasons, right? But they're all our real reasons. And there's a lot of Democrats and a lot of Republicans, and it's not about politics, it's about people. People. And so I thank you, and talk to your small business owners, because most of them are afraid. They're afraid you won't support them. They're afraid, they're tired, and a lot of us are struggling with PTSD. We're losing everything, everything. I have 10 business owners that I know of. I invited them out. I had 50 show up. 50. So it is crucial that you guys talk to people, put the politics aside, let people, if they want to wear a mask, but talk to them like people, because we're all suffering. It's just a matter of when we're going to tell somebody and feel safe enough to make that jump. And let me tell you, people are ready to make that jump, and it's because of you guys that small businesses have a chance, not the ones like us that are, I'm hopping in December, so thank you so much for listening to my story, and I hope that you can share this story, and I hope that you can get more and more signatures. Again, I'm getting about 10 pages a week, and they're driving from all over. And you would be surprised. Doesn't matter their party, doesn't matter their race. People know they want California back. And Gavin Newsom, we need to show him that he works for us. And that way, anybody in those offices, guess what? They're going to think twice before they do this to us again. That's all I have to say. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Obama and Biden shut down the United States with you guys intended when there was Ebola, bird flu and swine flu? No, he did not do that. But what he is doing is he has an agenda. And their agenda is that they're indoctrinating us to wear masks. If we wear masks, they're going to get us to do that. They're going to get us to do everything else.
Them. Fuck them!
That I have friends that are doctors that the CDC is telling them to put COVID-19 if anybody dies. I have a friend who has a mortician as a friend, and they are saying that anybody with a bullet hole put COVID-19 on there. And I just want to let you guys two know, the CDC, when this all came out, they said that 3 feet apart was okay, but no, the Democrats and the liberals said no, they want 6 feet apart. Why? Because that vaccine...
666, that's why.
COV stands for certificate
Fuck
of
yes.
vaccination, and the ID stands for what they're going to inject in you, like a dog or a cat. So, by you standing 6 feet apart, they can identify you and you and you.
What happened to the flu? That's what I want to know.
They can't identify it. So they have a big agenda, and it's socialism, and there's a lot of other things that people don't really understand. And I just want you to know that we are all for each other. And I just want you guys to know that even somebody, I will say, in this building, has said that on the senior side,
No one can hear her.
But
This is wasted time.
for 2019. That's when it came out. But also remember that there is also Bill Gates. Unbelievable. Okay, Bill Gates.
Him and Fauci are together.
stands for depopulation. So I want people to be educated that don't know this. And I want to thank you. And you.
Listen, I know everybody has a lot to say. Everybody's really upset, but this is what we have to do. We have to. It's great to get together and gather with people who agree with us, but we got to sign that petition.
Yes.
Don't sign that petition, you're wrong. And along with signing that petition, take a blank form with you and get that blank form signed by everybody you know, and mail it in or meet us in Ventura next Saturday at the Promenade. And if you don't do that, you're absolutely wrong. All right, so make sure you sign a petition, take a paper with you, get it filled out by your friends, your family, and then mail it back or send it to us at one of our Recall Road Trip locations. You got me? And thank you guys for being brave. Thank you guys for coming out. Let's get some more music playing.
Thank you, Joe Collins. We love you.
I want to make sure that everyone knows where this restaurant is. So please open your phones. Make sure you go live right now. You with the Raider hat, take your phone out. You're part of history. I want everybody to go live right now. All your friends to see where this restaurant is. Her story is not only her story. She's speaking for individuals like yourselves and other business owners, school teachers. What's up, bro? I didn't see you. You all right? Oh man, you know you family. We got you. Tell them exactly where the restaurant is, please.
You guys, I'm in Sherman Oaks, California. I'm sure you guys know of it. The Pineapple Hill Grill and Saloon. Please come out. We have a beautiful patio, and just thank you. But really, thank you for all you're doing. Seriously.
Please give her a round of applause. Please give her a round of applause. She's the mother, the aunt, the sister, the brother, the cousin, the friend. It doesn't matter which party you are. It doesn't matter whether it's Democrat, Libertarian, Republican. We're not here for that. We're here to make sure it can be people who are signing this petition that may not be the same faith as you. It's about the individual purpose of what we're here for. Recalling Gavin Newsom. We have now one person who's going to speak. Thank you so much, sweetheart. That was absolutely wonderful. Be careful in the bike lane. Be careful in the bike lane, please. I don't want to see any children get hurt. No, sir. If you want to stay, please just pull right here. Be careful, sir. I don't want to see anyone get hit. Help the family to come to the front with their children. We have another speaker coming up. We're going to make it very easy. I told you we're going to keep it tight so you guys can enjoy yourself. Enjoy your Saturday, excuse me. Crystal Tini, where are you, young lady? Crystal Tini, if you Google her, if you're still single and you have an opportunity in your life to think you want to marry someone beautiful, you can try. She's absolutely wonderful. She has a message for us, and here with the recall, please give Crystal Tini a round of applause.
Thank you for wiping your spit off. I think I definitely brought the cold weather with me from Philly. I'm from Philadelphia. I'm actually a Philly native. Moved to California 14 years ago with my sister with the same dream that a lot of people had, is to be in the entertainment business. My dream was to be a famous actress, and you know how it goes once you move here. Shit hits the fan or it doesn't, and here you are 14 years later and you're doing a million different things, and I'm here as a freedom fighter, and I never thought in a million years that this is where I would be at this very moment. I think a lot of people, didn't necessarily think that we would be here fighting for our rights and freedoms in the state of California. So someone had mentioned on one of my social medias, they said, why aren't you in Pennsylvania doing a recall of our governor? And I've been a resident here for 14 years, and this is my home now. And I hope that we can bring a recall Gavin Newsom and be set the precedence for the rest of the country to recall all these corrupt politicians, because we have had enough of it. I never thought in a million years that I would be doing this. I was an American, like we're all Americans, but I never considered myself a patriot until this all went down. And I saw the fear in people's eyes. I saw the fear in my mother's eyes and in her heart. When every single day we were fear-mongered 24/7 by the news media, quarantine, social distancing, all of these phrases that are now just first and second-hand knowledge to us. We have normalized the words of quarantine. We have taken our children out of schools. We have made it normal for kids to wear masks and not be able to see their friends' faces. We cannot have this anymore. That's why I came back to California. I've been gone for 5 or 6 months. I've been in Philadelphia on the East Coast. And now I'm back in California to recall Gavin Newsom. I felt it was my duty to speak up as an American citizen. And my social media blew up. And then I had this message and people were inspired by it. And I just want to be here to inspire other people to use your God-given voices, to not stay silent. Because as our God-given right, we should be able to breathe fresh air. We should be able to have lawful things in this country instead of everything is unlawful. The circus today that ended with a Trump win for today, finally, we had a Trump win and a victory. So maybe things will finally turn around. But right now we're focusing on California. And I want to bring up my friend Dr. Cordy Williams with me again, because him and I have our own thing that we've got going right now. We give them a little bit of a insight into what we've been doing.
Yeah, so I'm lucky. My wife is smoking hot. My wife, Dr. Tanya Williams, is over there at the 1776 stage, over there somewhere. But God puts me around these amazing, powerful, beautiful people. This is my sister from a different mister. And we had the good idea one day. We said, we're being censored. They're taking their platforms down. If you talk about red, white, and blue, you say MAGA, make America great again. I thought that was like a positive thing.
Anything patriotic is not allowed apparently in this country anymore.
Yeah, it's like, but then we're supposed to wear these demonic facial prophylactics, these facial condoms, as I affectionately call them. We're supposed to wear these things that suppress our immune systems.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And so we're being censored. You go from 6,000 views to 4 views. My team posted something the other day like, Doc, you got 1 view. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure I did. It was probably my mom at home, right? Yeah. So we're being that suppressed. And so we said, we need to create something where we can get the message out unfettered. So Saturday nights at 8 o'clock on KCBQ San Diego, this young lady and I have Dr. Cordy and Crystal Teeney's Unfettered Patriot, and it's on Spotify, and
what else? iHeart, what else?
iTunes, all of them.
I don't know all these things.
It's on all of them, right? And what are we talking about? Well, we're kind of discussing stuff like, I mean, you didn't have a chance to come to the LA City Hall.
But I did travel around LA the past couple days.
What did you see, Cutie Bear? Everybody's Cutie Bear in my chiropractic office. It doesn't matter whether you're a man, Navy SEAL, it just doesn't matter. And I keep cutting out. Am I moving in the wrong place? Okay, I don't know. Gotta always ask the audio guy. Go ahead.
But I wanted to tell you guys, I filmed all across LA. I went to downtown LA. I went to Hollywood. Places I frequented every day and night. Places that were once safe, that you can't walk down the street anymore. And there are endless amounts of tents. There's homelessness everywhere. There's dirt. There's mountains of trash. And I posted this video yesterday. And people from all over the world, Australia, England, they said, I can't believe it looks like that there. You never see this on the news because the mainstream media hides the truth from us. The mainstream media does not tell us anything of what's going on. So it is my job and duty, or I'm taking it upon myself, to film the streets of Los Angeles, to film what everything looks like, to tell people the truth of what's going on. Because we can't be lied to anymore. We can't take this lying down anymore. We have to do something about it, which is why we're here for recalling Gavin Newsom, because that piece of SHIT has let this state into the ground. From 14 years ago when I moved here, it was a dream place. It was the most beautiful, beautiful state. And you go into certain places and you see trash, mountains of trash. You see people just lying on the streets. And it's so sad and it's so horrifying. Because this is a dream state. This is the most beautiful state in the country. I don't care what anybody else says. And this doesn't feel like my home anymore. For the first time that I've come here, I feel like I'm in a foreign place. It is not comfortable anymore. It is not beautiful anymore. Unless you look out into the beaches and onto the horizons. When you go into those cities, you see something horrifying. I drove down Hollywood Boulevard yesterday with my sister. It is a ghost town. Nobody anywhere to be found. Except homelessness, except boarded up buildings. We have to now live in our cities with boarded up buildings. Living in fear. Go ahead.
So, well, I was just going to say that it's okay if you defecate in the street, but if you want to worship in the street or worship in your church, and you like this guy named Jesus, then you're somehow persecuted. So it's like there's a class for one, and now only this one class of people this way that is not even in congruency with the Constitution, those people are celebrated. And so that's happened in California. It's happening across the country. It's like an infection, a real infection. And so I would encourage you guys, don't get off your Facebooks, don't get off your Twitters, don't get off your Instagrams, but take those followings and move them to newsletters like 1776foreverfree.com. Follow this woman online. Follow us at Unfettered Patriot, okay? Listen, 8 o'clock p.m., join the podcast, because these different resources and the telegrams, like Dr. Cordy Lee Williams, 1776 Freedom Fighters, and those different other outlets that we can reach, that's where you're going to find the real news. Because even Newsmax, how many people saw Mike Lindell get kicked off the other day? Literally middle of the program, he's talking about election fraud. So really all you got left is Epic Times, you got Stitchfield, Sean Spicer, Greg Kelly, you got my friend, Real American News, my friend Dan Ball, who's one of, I'm going to find him in a second. He's here. He's actually here, right?
Yes.
And that stud is here, and I'm telling you, what a patriot that guy is, right? And Tucker's kind of a sellout, okay? Hunter Biden's boy, goes to school with him. And he didn't want to release the laptop early because he didn't want to hurt Hunter Biden because him and his son go to school together. So I don't know. Fox is fake too, but I want you to lean into these other networks. OAN, the owner of that network, I'm telling you, that guy is a stud. Absolute stud. I'm going to shut up, but round of applause for this lady. Round of applause for this lady. Came out from PA, got 500,000 followers, and came out on her own dime to talk to you guys about freedom and level you guys up, so you know starting Monday morning that we all got to take action together.
That's the most important thing, guys, and the reason why I really wanted to be here is to discuss censorship with people, and I don't want people to be discouraged by being censored. We are not going to move to other platforms just because we're not welcome on another. We have to fight back. We can't lay down and just say, oh, well, we have to start our own Twitter, we have to start our own Facebook, we have to start our own Instagram. We should be welcome everywhere. We should have equal rights to people that are on the left and on the right should be equal together. We can't just continue to just keep moving over. Well, they're pushing us a little more. Where do we have left to go? We're backed into a corner. We don't have freedom of speech. So you cannot continue to back down and just say, well, I'll just move here. No, we're going to stay right here and we're going to fight back. I'm using the word fight because I'm sure if any one of you people watched the impeachment trial, the key word was fight. We're inciting violence by saying fight back. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what we mean. And we're not going to give up and we are going to fight back. Thank you guys so much. Recall Gavin Newsom. Oh, yes. Don't forget to sign Recall Gavin Newsom paper, please. Send it in. That's all I got, guys. Thank you so much.
Give Crystal Tini a round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone who's here, there she is. Joe, I got you right now. I want everybody here to understand what you're part of. You're part of history. You are part of history. Be careful in the bike lane. It's an active bike lane and some people are drinking and bicycling. I don't want anyone to get hit. So I want everyone here to make sure they understand that they're part of history. the history that you've made with 1.5 million signatures. It was the biggest effort in the country's history to recall a sitting governor. You have achieved history, but we're right now making sure with 1.8 million, they can't cheat and say, well, these are not valid. This one's not valid. So if you have 200,000 to 300,000 extra, you can say, oh, you don't want to count that 50,000? We still have these. So without any further ado, Joe Collins. I want you to go ahead and introduce this sister, please. I need everybody to make sure you know what Joe's handle is. Joe Collins. Go ahead. Tell them all your handles, Joe Collins. Hold on, let me clean the microphone for you. Hold on. Go ahead, Joe.
That's exactly what I was about to do, clean them up. But yeah, you can follow me on social media, Joe E. Collins 3. But this lady right here needs no introduction. She's bold, she's outspoken, she fights for kids in LA every single day. And her name is Dr. Mello.
All right, Patriots, what's going on? Recall this monster. All right, so since January 2019, we supported this nice-looking man that said, I want to be your governor. And we supported him. But as soon as he came in office, April 2019, he wanted to solve the homeless crisis. So our organization is called the Kingdom Warriors Foundation, Intelligence Matters Academy. That's an initiative that focuses on housing the homeless, LA County issues in general. But when the homeless crisis came out in Skid Row, there was supposed to be a representative that would be able to have accountability for the homeless funding. And the homeless funding is ran by the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority. Please understand, these tents that's exploding everywhere is a reason for it. And you must know the source. So this organization is a joint powers authority. It gets federal, state, county, and city funding in the tune of $3.2 billion every year. Not million, billion. So why is these tents exploding? Because 90% of this funding goes into the pocket of Gavin Newsom, of Mayor Garcetti, of our city councilmen, of our poverty pimps that they so-called politicians. So I look forward to this recall. It's so needed, and hopefully we'll be able to fix this homeless crisis. But please join us in this fight as we hold LASA accountable. Heidi Marston, who is the director of Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority, was an Obama administrator. So we already know the hell that she was going to do once she became director. Overall, these signatures that we need, which is what, 300,000 left? How much? We have 1.5 already, or we're close to it?
We have it.
We have it. So the buffer for 300,000 more signatures, so we can have that safety. Let's do it. If you didn't sign, sign it today. Because our governance needs to be ran by the people, for the people. And we're looking for a replacement. So thank you guys for coming out and showing the support. But we need to do a lot more in the next couple of weeks to make it happen.
But they're not verified, so we need more. So our net is 1.5.
All right, good to hear. All right, now in April of 2019, quickly, there was a position called Homeless Czar that Gavin Newsom himself had put together. And because of the advice of the Board of Supervisors, which is Sheila Kuehl, Janice Hahn, Hilda Solis, Holly Mitchell, and well, Catherine Barger. These 5 Board of Supervisors are the one that advised Gavin that you don't need a homeless czar. So the poverty pimping is not only with Gavin Newsom, it's with all of our local politicians. And I'm running for LA County Mayor. Yes, not city, but county. Because we need an accountability between the Board of Supervisors and our hopefully newly elected governor that will be coming in. I want to work with the people to have accountability, and I promise you, you support this call, you will have these encampments homelessness eradicated. You'll see better cities because we as Californians pay too many damn taxes. The taxes are too damn high. And so we got to balance that out. Yes, we got to balance it out. So again, I'm not going to take too much of your time, but your energy, your power, let's keep it moving. We as Californians going to be the light of the nation. So let's start with this recall and recall him today. All right. Again, Dr. Mello Desire, God bless you.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I want you to do one thing for me. I want you to turn around and look at somebody you don't know and just tell them, great job. Great job. I need everybody here who's having a good time to do me one thing. If you're here and you're happy that Gavin Newsom is going to be recalled, let me hear you say yeah! Say yeah! Now do me one more favor. Everybody that's going live, go live right now. You know, inside of every movement, there always has to be, turn down for 1 sec, there always has to be an insignia for a movement, correct? Sometimes you lock arms, sometimes you hold hands. Well, right now, for our best friend Gavin Newsom, this is our symbol when we see each other in the streets. You know what it is? We do like this. In common courtesy, when you see someone, you say, hello. But what we're going to say to Mr. Gavin Newsom, the ex-governor of the state of California, we're going to say, goodbye. It's not over yet. I want you to have a good time. So everybody on the count of 3, we're going to say goodbye, Newsom. 1, 2, 3. Goodbye, Newsom. Thank you for coming out. Turn that music up on. Go enjoy yourself. Everybody, get your hands up. Let's have a good time and have a good time out here.